Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons, and it's all up next.
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his second NFL season, already getting his chance. We harken back to Dan Marino, another superstar, made it in his second year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
On second down, Ritter. This ball down the field for Pitts. That's caught at the 25. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 57 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are on the board first here in the Super Bowl.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots and going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Herbert able to get this one to Eckler. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him. Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Now it's Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ritter now on 2nd down. That's complete to Robinson. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And they get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11. Here's Ritter. And complete to Drake London. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. Deep to return is Darius Davis. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. It's Eckler again, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. From the 50, here's Herbert. Caught by Allen. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball is going to angle out at the 6-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On play action, here's Ritter. He's going to air one out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Ritter throwing on 3rd down. This ball down the field for Pitts. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football.
And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. 3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Herbert now. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. For the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They begin the drive with Robinson. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Ritter. Be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Going for it on fourth down. It's Ritter. That one deep for London.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A very solid gain of 27.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Out of the gun, Herbert.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks, you tell us, end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off the points for themselves. Well, I certainly thought. look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Ritter with another throw on second down. This ball down the field for Pitts.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Here we go.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Ritter. That one deep for London.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Ritter on the 4th down try.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
On first down, it's Herbert. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
He'll find Everett there, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Eckler now between the tackles. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
Taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Bud Dupree off the edge and getting to the quarterback. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
This one from 35 yards away.
And his kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Ritter from the gun. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Koo now for the point after.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
What a reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When they'd line up, go ahead, and oh, There's a fake, and now he's going to get two. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down. Herbert. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. And his throw is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. A gain of 22. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Ready.
Final play before the half. Here's Ritter. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Once more, here's Eckler. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
Go.
A handoff. It's Eckler. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 56 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. They'll try the air now with Herbert. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Back to the air. Herbert on second down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Draw play. It's Eckler. A little juke. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down. And his kick here is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. This ball down the field for Pitts. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 60 yards. And the Chargers will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw, Ritter. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Herbert on 1st down now. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I think we could all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. On the screen, this is Eckler. He'll get it inside the 20, and finally taken down at the 15. 15 yards down to the 15 and a 1st down.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. Now it's Herbert. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Ritter on 1st and 10. He's got his man downfield. It's Robinson. There he goes again. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Here is 3rd down and 4. Herbert off of play action. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the fourth and final quarter of action.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Herbert. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. On the option right, Herbert.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
So out come the Falcons now.
And we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. That one deep for London.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Ritter with another throw on 2nd down.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
Joey Bosa able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Herbert now. His throw incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. Third down here. Here's Herbert. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter.
Ritter's throw complete to Hollins.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Second down throw coming for Ritter. And that one too wide and incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Ritter now.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Fourth down, big play. Here's Ritter.
Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
To the air again, it's Ritter.
This is Smith with a grab. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30.
On first down, Ritter.
Going to throw deep for the end zone.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Ritter.
That's over the middle and caught by Arcega-Whiteside.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now Younghoe Koo, who of course used to kick for the Chargers, on for the field goal.
This one from 35 yards away.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that'll make this an 8-point game. So the field goal means we're back to a one-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock, so 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Second and 11 now.
Now a give running left is Eckler. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
That is likely the final play of this game, and no better feeling, I would imagine, than taking a knee to wrap up the Super Bowl.
Culminates everything. The championship is theirs. And just think, the last play they had in practice before this game began was doing this, practicing taking a knee and winning a Super Bowl.
And they get to do just that. And the Bolts have done it. The Los Angeles Chargers are the Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.